There are three things about the process in today's readings that I think are important to highlight and are instructive for us in any times that we would seek healing from God or an answer to prayer, whatever it is. And the three things that I'm thinking about are faith, obedience, and gratitude. And these are part of the process of what unfolds in the readings today. So Naaman the Syrian is healed of his leprosy in the Old Testament reading, and 10 lepers are healed in the New Testament Gospel. They all had to have faith. At the end of the 10 lepers, the one who came back to give thanks, Jesus said to him, "Your faith has saved you." And that is said so many times in the Gospel. Jesus says it overwhelmingly to everybody who is healed, "Your faith has saved you." Faith is so important. Now, if they didn't have it, what would have happened? What would have transpired without it? There is one occasion where a humble man says, "Lord, I believe, help my unbelief." And maybe we sometimes feel that way, like our faith is small, but please help me, Lord, I do believe in measure. But faith is so important for any healing or for any venture with Christ. Second, obedience. Naaman was told by Elisha the prophet, "Go wash in the Jordan." And Naaman said to the servants, "Why should I do that? I got the Euphrates. I don't need that little meager Jordan. I could have washed in the Euphrates and never come here." And the servant said, "Please, my master, listen to the prophet. Go to the Jordan." He again argued, "Really, do I have to do this? It's a waste of time." They said, "What if he wouldn't have said it? What if he had something else? Would you do that? Please, master, go wash in the Jordan." He had to be obedient. And once he was obedient, the healing came. The 10 lepers, they had to be obedient. Jesus said to them, "Go show yourselves to the priest." Why? Because the priest was the one who would say, "Yes, this person's leprosy is gone. They can now come back into the community." But Jesus didn't require a lot, because on the way they were healed, and on the way we are healed. Obedience is really important. I was talking to a brother priest of mine, and he was sharing about another priest who was disobedient. And the story is that this religious priest felt like he wanted to go into the ministry of exorcistic prayer to help relieve people who are demon-possessed or abused. And his religious superior said to him, "No, I don't want you to go into that ministry. I want you to stay as you are, a teacher and retreat director." And this priest chose to be disobedient. And he left his religious community, and he went down to the island of Trinidad in the Caribbean, and he decided he was going to do work there with demon-possessed to free them. Well, one thing happened that was very grave and very serious. He was with a demon-possessed man who became very strong in the midst of that confrontation, and the priest lost an eye. He lost an eye because the demon working through the man plucked it out. And so there is a hard lesson in that, which is the following: obedience will protect us. Obedience is holy. And the people who are the most obedient, who I admire the most, are the missionaries of charity. Now, they're in Minneapolis, and they got prayer every day at such and such a time. They're up at 4:50, and they got their holy hour, and they do their work, and they got Mass at 7. They actually tell me they'd have Mass earlier, except for the priests around here are lazy. So they have it at 7. And if noon comes, bam, they leave what they are. They got their prayers at noon, then they got their lunch. Obedience is such a high value. You watch the missionaries of charity, if you ever encounter them, and it's holiness for them. Finally, thanksgiving. So one leper came back to give thanks to Jesus, and he says, "Where are the other 9? It's really important that we don't forget all of the things that God does for us, right? When we close in our focus and we get we get so focused on this weakness that we have, or this way we have failed, or why God is not providing this, we miss the big picture. And in order to see the big picture, we need to regularly give thanks, because it reopens our vision. We say, oh yeah, I guess you did give me a good bed to sleep in. I guess you did give me food today. I guess you did give me friends and family who love me. You did give me this and this and this. And so the 9, what happened to the 9? I don't know. Maybe they thought they were entitled. Or maybe they went back into the world and leprosy came back. I don't know. But it's a sad ending for them, and it's a joyful ending for the one who expressed gratitude to Jesus. So we have a simple word for you tonight. 3 things: faith, obedience, gratitude.